Welcome back. So I am going to attempt to do a Photoshop / Canva video for you guys. I do a lot of my designing in Photoshop, but I get a lot of my layouts through, I make my layouts in Canva, or I actually use GoodNotes some, and Adobe Illustrator. So I'm just going to show you how the starting of how I design a folio or something. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a design in Canva, and I have it set for 11 by 8.5, and I have it set to where the rulers show up there on the top. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to go to Elements first, and I am just going to pick a square, and I want my journal to be about 5 inches, and I want it to be about 7 inches as well. But Canva is goofy, and a lot of the squares it doesn't let me do that, so I'm going to duplicate, and I'm going to put it on top of it, and I'm going to take it down to 7. I know this looks like craziness to you guys. I get it. I understand. But this is how I do a lot of the stuff. And I'm selecting multiple. I select both of those, and then I grouped them together. So now I can move it because I know that is 5. That's a 5 by 7. Now, for my and I'm thinking that may be too big. So let's see, 4. Okay, so let me go back. I'm going to undo. Okay, so now I've got that. Let me get this down to a 4. So let's do 4 by 6. So now let me duplicate that again. And I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to go to 6. So now that's a 4 by 6. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to select multiple. I'm going to group them. And so now, yeah, that's the size I need, I think. Okay, so on my folio, this would be, I'm trying to see. Here's a thing. So this would be like this main page here, and then I would want a page to flip this way and a page to flip this way, and then something to flip down. So, and I can do these pages, the other two, the 2 side pages, I can do those in Photoshop, but I need to do the, I want to do the, like a round. So let me show you how I do. I know, I'm telling you guys, I do things very goofy, and I get that. But this is how I have to design stuff. So I think that is the shape that I would want my, the top to be. So I'm going to put that on a different page. Okay. Now the other thing, I'm thinking I can do this. Let's see. I don't really like the design that has. Okay, so let's do this. So if I put that there, see this one I can do that size. So what I can do, some of them you can do that with. So now I can delete this. So now this one is 4 by 6, and I want to duplicate it. And so I want the sides, if it's 4 inches wide, let's do my sides to be 2 inches. Okay, and I'm going to just kind of bring that over. Let's go ahead and let it touch. And I'm going to duplicate it and put it on that side. And it'll all make sense in a little bit, I promise. Let me do this. I am going to actually, because I want the, I want to have the white area there. So what I want to do is I want to get this circle to where I like how it sets on the cover there. Why is it not letting me do it? There we go. So I just want to make sure that it's right where I want it to be. And I think I like it there. Let's see. So I'm telling you, you know, a lot of people, I do Photoshop, but I do things probably different than most people do. I know that I don't do things the way that, you know, Photoshop says to do it or whatever, but I just do it the way that I can do it. I have to do it to how it makes sense to me. So I just saved that as a transparent background. So now I'm going to go over here to Photoshop, and I'm going to open an 11 by 8.5 300 ppi. That's pixels per inch. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hide that white layer. I don't know if you guys can see now, it's got that checkered layer. So I'm going to bring my photo in, and this is the photo of the, this is the folio. And so now let me show you what I do for the other. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to get it to the right size. Okay, so that's the size I wanted. And I'm going to line it up where I want it to be. Now I am going to just cut out the part that I don't need of that circle. So now I have that. Okay. So let's see. Let me make sure it fits good. And it looks like it does. Now, I'm going to merge that. I'm going to merge down. So now this is all one single format here. Now the next thing I do, and again, I apologize, and I probably just need to hush because I'm probably confusing you more about all of my apologies. I am going to put this on the fill, and I'm going to fill each one of those white. Okay? There's a reason I do this, and it's so that I can crop out each of those. So now I am going to duplicate that layer, and then I'm going to hide it. So now I'm back down on this layer here, and then I am going to do the magic wand, and I'm going to hit that black area. And because it's all connected, I'm just going to go erase. So see, whenever I've done the fill, now I have 4 different areas there. And I can leave it like that, and if I left it like that, then I could take and I could just do something like that. But I may want to put different photos on there. So what I do is I take that layer and I'm going to duplicate it. I want to have 4 copies of that layer, and I just hid the other layer. So I have 1 that you can see, and then I have 3 that are hidden. So I'm going to go over here to my selection tools. I'm going to go to marquee rectangle, and I'm going to get this one right here, that first panel. and I'm going to mask it out, and then I'm going to flatten it, which applies the mask. Now I'm going to hide that. I'm going to go to the next layer, so now we've got all 4 panels again. It's still on that selection tool, and so I am just masking this. I'm going to transform because I didn't get it all the way I needed to get it, and I'm just making sure that I've got it where I want it, and I'm going to mask it that, and I'm going to apply the mask by flattening it, and then I'm hiding it. Going to the 3rd layer, and I'm going to do the same thing right here. I'm going to mask that, flatten, which is apply the mask, and then hide it, and then I'm going to do that same thing up here on this. And then I'm going to flatten and apply the mask. Okay, now I'm going to go back up here, and this was the one that we had duplicated after we filled it. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to go over here to the selection tools. I'm going to hit magic wand, and I'm going to hit these 4 panels, and then I'm going to hit erase. So now there's nothing in there, but watch this. When I start taking unhiding these panels, now it looks like it did from the very beginning. But here's the difference. So the 2nd layer right here is this middle panel. Now if I take and say I get the, this is the Ledger and Rose collection, and I put that right there, and then I mask it down, look at that. So see, it's not getting on any of the other stuff. So I could even take and, you know, if I had done it as one big selection, it would have all been, you know, all the ledger and all that, but I didn't want that. Okay, now I don't really like how thick my lines are in here on this this right here, and I definitely don't want this color. So first off, let me change this color. And I've done the eyedropper tool, and I'm just going to get like a darker brown or something. Okay. So I'm going to go back up here to the black section. I'm going to load a selection. I'm going to hit new layer. I've got the fill bucket, and then I hit it, and then deselect. So now I can actually delete that black layer, and so now it is that brown. And I'm going to reduce the opacity of it a little bit, which you'll be able to see the underside for right now, but that's fine. And then, like I said, I don't really like how thick these lines are. So what I'm going to do is go to my selection tool, my marquee rectangle, and I am going to do this. I'm going to transform the selection because I'm going to bring this over to where I have just a small area. I don't want a lot of that line showing, but I definitely need a line there. Now I'm going to erase. So now you can see that I have a smaller line, but now you can see that I have space around here. But that's not a problem because I'm going to go right back down there to that middle box. I'm going to do the transform, and I'm just going to enlarge it just a little bit to where it comes underneath those lines. Just like that. Okay, looks like I need to do it a little bit more on this side, so let's do that. And do I have it everywhere else? It looks like I do. Okay. So now I still have, these lines here are still a little too big. So I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did. I'm just going to draw me a box. I'm going to do transform selection. And I'm just going to bring it down. And I don't want, you know, I don't want it like super thin, but I definitely don't want it this thick. And it's being difficult because it gets in this thing where it wants to just attach to itself. Okay, so there we go. We've got it down a little bit there. And I'm just going to bring it over some. Okay, that should work. And let's see if we can bring this over just a little bit without making a big mess. It's not wanting to let me do that one right this minute, so we'll wait because there's more than one way to do it. Okay, so I've done that, so let's erase. And so again, you can see right here, you can see where the white doesn't come all the way out, which is fine. So I'm going to go to that white area and I'm just going to make it just a little bit bigger. I'm just going to bring it over like that and bring it down like that. And do I need to bring it up? It probably wouldn't hurt to bring it up just a bit. Okay. Now I'm still not real happy because this line is just a little too thick still. So what I'm going to do, I've still got it on that marquee rectangle. Now I can do it, and I'm doing just a small line. And sometimes, you know, it can be finicky, and there may be better ways to do this. I don't know. This is how I do it. And so that's why I'm just, you know, and I know I've probably told you guys, but I am self-taught when it comes to Photoshop. This is not something that anybody taught me how to do. It was just one of those things that Photoshop scared me for so long, and I'm just like, no, I am not going to be scared of it anymore. And so I just sat down and I'm like, nope, I'm not going to be scared of this anymore. I'm going to figure it out. And that's how I've done it. So I'm sure if somebody from Adobe probably seen me doing this, they'd probably be like, you know, oh my God, I can't believe she's doing that. But it is what it is. You know, it's how I'm able to get it done. So I don't stress over what people think about how I do it. So I'm just doing the same thing all the way on this this top layer that I done. I'm just trying to make it, I want a thinner line. I will go in and I will do like some burnt edge on this on these lines here, but for right now I want to just get them to the size that I want them, so it's not a huge line that I have to deal with. So that's all I'm doing right this minute. And of course I will have to go in and kind of redo the white that I done earlier. I'll have to go back in and get some of that smaller, or I mean larger, I apologize. But that's okay, that can be done. And so some of it I have to do like a pixel by pixel, and I don't mind doing it. Which is basically what I'm doing right here. So you can see how much smaller or thinner the lines are getting. And it's not like I want some super thin line, but I need it to be workable for me. And so that's what I'm doing. So now we'll erase. And I might could have went a little smaller on that line, but it's okay. And let's see. Okay. See, it can be so finicky at times. I like to work pixels, but it's hard to work in pixel by pixel doing something like this, so I just do it. And I can go in and I can clean it up pixel by pixel if I need to. Okay, so let's see. We still have that center line here that I think I need to do something with. Let me just take a look. Yeah, let's do something with that. I hope I'm not confusing you guys more than I'm helping you. but I've just had so many requests on how to do this, and this is the only way I know to teach it, is just to do it the way that I do, and then just bring you guys along and show you. You know, and that's, I probably go around my elbow to get to my thumb. I don't know. But I just, and I love doing this. I really do. But when you see the price of digitals, this is why, you know, I've had so many people say, you know, why on earth does it cost so much? It's a digital, you know. Well, this is why. Because, you know, this stuff takes time to do. And I'm looking at this because I'm trying to figure out where, if you notice, it's thinner down here at the bottom than it is the top. And I'm trying to look at it pixel by pixel to see why. So I can see it right here. See, this is why I like working in pixels, because I can see exactly what needs to be moved. That's why I like to work with my pixels, because I could see that it was just slightly off, but it was enough that I could tell, and I couldn't handle it. So that's what I'm doing now, is just getting all the, I'm doing it in, you know, pixels at a time so that I can see. That's why it looks like this line is so long, but it's because of how I'm doing it. When you realize there's 300 pixels per inch and I'm doing 15 to 20 pixels at a time, that lets you know why it's taken, why this line looks like it is so long. See if I can do it without. Okay. Okay. But now when I look at it, I can see I need to take some off here, which I can do. But if you look at this line here, see how it's 2 pixels right here, but there's only 1 pixel there. So I need to add that in, and I can do that, and I do it 1 pixel at a time. And so I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to add that pixel back in. Okay. And so I'm looking right here and see those pixels aren't matching up. So I'm going to go right there. And oops, I went too far up. I need to take 2 pixels off of that. Maybe. Okay, now let's see if I can transform. I can just bring it over without moving it crazy. I'm bad about, see, just like I just did, but maybe I still have it. I do. I'm bad about moving my pencil the wrong way and moving the line. Okay, let me get that one erased. And I can see I need to erase some here. Okay, it looks like 3 on that one. So see, when before I was doing it by pixels, when I was just doing it by, you know, what looked right, obviously I was wrong, and that's why I like to do it pixels so that I can see. And let's take a look over here. So I'm just looking to see what all I need to get cleaned up. And I can see, you know, like these little pieces here. I try to clean them. I can go smaller down here because you see how many pixels this is. So I could go, let's just keep it at 4 pixels wide. So let me go ahead and erase these. And that's one reason I really love working with the pixels, because images that look very clean, I messed up. Images can look very clean until you start looking at the pixels, and then you see where they get kind of murky. And so that's when I'll go in and I'll work pixel by pixel, and I can clean it up really crisp and really clear. And that's what I love to do. So I'm just going to bring this over to here. And then I got one there I need to erase. Now I need to go here and right there. Okay, let's bring this on over. And I promise eventually it gets to a folio, but it takes a bit. It definitely takes a little bit to get it to where you want it. You have to be able to envision the end product in your mind, and then you can make it happen. But you have to be able to figure out what it is that you want, and don't let anything stand in your way. Just do it. Okay, so let me enlarge some of these so that before I end the video, you can at least kind of see what it will look like to a point. Okay, let me enlarge this one. I need to bring it over, and I need to bring it down and over this way, which that outside one's still too wide, but I'm not going to torment y'all with me trying to fix that right now. And then I need to fix this one. I need to go up. I think I'm over good enough and down good enough. Okay, so let me, and I'm not going to even worry. I will do the same thing to the arch, but I'm not going to stress over that right now so that I don't stress you guys. Let's do, let's see, do we want that, or do we want just the ledger? Let's do just the ledger maybe, so that the rose can be the shining star right there. And then I could just duplicate that layer, but we're not. So we're going to bring that above this one. Let's get it where we want it. What do we want? Let's get, I like that signature right there. Okay. And now we need to figure out what we want to put on our flap. And let's do the rose on our flap. I like that rose. I know you guys don't know, right? And how much I love roses. I know y'all don't. And I'm not sure that I like it the way it is. Maybe like that. And I am going to have to take some of this off so that I can feel a little better. Okay, so let's go. Let me do this. Let me do this. I am going to do an ellipse. I'm on this top layer right now. I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to do transform selection. And I am going to see if I can get it the way I want it. To get rid of some of that brown. It's just too much. So I'm just trying to get it transformed the way that I want it. And sometimes you have to work with it until you get the right shape that you want, which is what I'm doing right this minute. That's probably good enough. We're going to just go with that for now. No, that was too much on that side. Let me bring that in a bit. Bring that up a bit. Bring this in a little bit. Bring that up a little bit more. Bring that in. Bring that up. Bring that up. Bring that over. Bring this over a bit. Bring that part down. And I know it probably looks like I'm just undoing what I just done, but I promise I'm not. You have to kind of work with the shape to get it how you want it. That should do. Yeah, that looks a little better. It's still not perfect, but it's better than it was. So now let me enlarge this a little bit to fill that area. And I am actually enlarging the white band there. Okay. So let me go back. Let me take that because you know what it done. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to leave that like it is. But anyway, that's how you would do that. And then you could take, like for your lines, if you want to do the smudge lines, you could go down to, I think it's right here. You could do, actually, let's do it on the paintbrush. Let's reduce the size. And we're going to do it for color burn. And I think I can do a new layer. I don't remember this part. But I want the opacity lower. And so see, I can go in and then I can make it look kind of burnt. And so I've done a darker color than what it is. And so I would just do that all the way around. Or you can go on to that, to the layer right there, and then we could take the little smudge thing and we could just smudge it. And so by smudging it, it makes it look a little more grungy. Hopefully the smudging is showing up. Can you guys see that? Let me see how straight the line is right there. But when I use that smudge tool, see how it's doing? And so it's just like smudging what I have there. It's not like adding color, but it's just taking and putting it into different pixels. So it'll make it look more distressed there. But as you can see, it takes, it's a little bit of time to do it, to be able to get it the whole way, the way you want it. But it can be done. So you see how I'm doing it. I can bring it on out. But yeah, that's the start of the folio, guys. I hope I did not mess any of you up. I hope I didn't confuse you more. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this is something that you are interested in, if you enjoyed this kind of video. Let me know. I apologize that I've not been doing a lot of the Photoshop videos lately. I've just been so crazy busy and just trying mainly to keep everything else afloat. And honestly, I do a lot of my Photoshop designing like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So there's no way to do a video at that time, but that's just when I do it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Bye, guys.